November 23rd, 2010, Tuesday. 16 questions started with, and today we for the first time really went the lattice method of multiplying decimals. Very foreign to all of us again as adults. We were never taught this way. We find, even introducing it today, the students did in grade 4, and there were cheers in the classroom. So they buy into it and they like it. Are they required to do the lattice method? Not at all. I like to make sure they know it, but they can choose the traditional method or the lattice method. But what we do say is once you've stuck with one, stick to it. Don't jump around because it can be confusing. I will show you in this YouTube, I'll show you how to do the lattice method. I'll try to do it quickly, so this will be about a 5-minute video if you go right to the end. I'll go through it quickly at first, and then at the end I do a slow, more methodical one of actually how you set it up to do the lattice. And then there's homework tonight, finishing some questions from this flip chart and page 54 in the math journal. So we spent some time going through the lattice method. Lattice method, really you set it up in a lattice. So this question was 2 3/10 times 4 1/10, and you'll see you make a square or a rectangle and draw lines in between, so it divides it into quadrants. This all seems quite cumbersome. I can tell you every student did it today quite successfully, and then you just multiply through. The beauty of this is you're never multiplying more than single-digit numbers. So 3 times 4 is 12, and you see on either side of the diagonal line 1 times 3 is 3, 1 times 2 is 2, 4 times 2 is 8. You then add up the diagonal lines. So this is 3. 2 plus 2 is 4. 1 plus 8 is 9. So the answer would be 943. The decimal place is determined by, you take the decimal place, come down to where it crosses with the other line, and then you follow down the diagonal line to place the decimal point. Equally, it's fair to do what we've always done, is go, there's 2 decimal points in the question, make sure there's 2 in the answer. And we go over and do some explanations of this. Another example, 7 4/10 times 2 3/10. Again, 2 times 4 is 8, 3 times 4 is 12, 2 times 7 is 14, 3 times 7 is 21. So we get 2, 8 plus 1 is 10, carry the 1, 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 2 is 7, 1 is 1. So it's 17 2/100 is the answer for that one. And again, 2 times 7 is 14, always stressing to the student's magnitude, so you know the answer is going to be a bit bigger than 14, but not that much bigger. It's not going to be 100. We also make sure they know traditional multiplication, so they see that. Again, you will see here, while we all know it, we know how to use it, is the use of the placeholder of the 0. Most don't understand why that's there, but really important they line this up right. Really not much different than lattice. They must be lined up correctly or they're going to make a mistake in their addition. So that's really what we did in class, and then we finished with these questions. They had to do question 1 and 2 to get their ticket out the door, and then question 3, 4, and 5 are for homework along with page 54. And now I'd like to, so that really was the class, but I'd like to show you in more detail how to do the lattice method. So if you just watch this page, and we'll go through it a bit more slowly than we did in the past. So 6.3 times 7.1. So I have to make a grid. I failed drawing, so this won't be very good, but you get the idea. And draw the diagonal line. Nice having automatic ruler on these things. Sorry, I should have done these lines a bit longer, just to break it up. And then I write in up here, I get my pen, so 6.3. I'm just putting the decimal point there so you see it. So 6 3/10 times 7 and always meaning decimal point, and 1/10. So 7 times 3 is 21. Notice there's never more than one digit in each of the segments. 1 times 3 is 3. 7 times 6 is 42. 1 times 6 is 6. The decimal point is going to be, decimal point, you come down here to where it crosses with the other decimal point. They follow the lines in, and from that point they follow that diagonal down, so the decimal point will be here. All right. And now we go 3, 1 plus 6, 7, 2 plus 2 is 4, and 4. Makes sense to me that's about the right answer, because again 6 times 7 is 42. I may have made some mistake doing this, but that gives you the layout of how it's done. Students again like doing it. It's sort of a fun one to try doing on your own. I apologize for the mess up I made in here drawing the line there, but often as you draw these things you don't get it quite right anyway, so it's probably a bit more realistic what the students do, and they don't seem to worry about that. I tend to worry about it more because I'm far more used to the traditional method. Funny enough, I do use the lattice method now almost as much as I use the traditional method, because it's nice just multiplying single digit numbers. Anyway, hope that helps. That's lattice method. Thanks very much.